and landscape professionals, our pest control and fertilizer companies in the process of making the fourth application of fertilizer for the community. I'm pleased to report to the board that I'm getting far more compliments and criticism, and that people are calling in and delivering the compliments directly to the office. The other thing of significance is that bear with us to the public. Bear with us to the public with irrigation. We have a tremendous amount of damage. Not only now are the trees eating the sidewalks, concrete curbs, and surfaces, the tree roots are now encapsulating, burying, and breaking a lot of the mains. I really need an army, not a small staff. And Hilton, of course, has been away for the community. If they do not know it, Hilton lost his wife 3 weeks ago, and he has been out of work. He's returning now, and I'll be up to full staff. We're working hard, and I'm hoping for rain. I don't have anything else to report to the board. Do any of the directors have any questions on anything that is in my report?
Anybody? All right, we'll move along. Board reports, Dolores, social facility.
Okay, on the activities for this month, I just want to remind people that the Crowded Center to see the Rockettes is December 3rd at 4 p.m. Most seats are booked already and paid for. They're still taking names for a waiting list. That is $130 is the price, and that includes the bus ride to and from RiverWalk, a tip, rocket show, and dinner at Zuccarelli's. Don't forget the movie night that is sponsored by Illustrated Properties, December 7th at 6:30 outside behind Town Center. And for the children, December 8th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., we have Christmas with Santa, and Santa will visit Town Center for a visit with the children on his nice list. Sign up to bring your children or grandchildren to visit with him and take pictures. Each child will receive a special gift. Face painting is available. Bring your cameras. Each child signed up is asked to bring a non-perishable food item. Paint and Pot Workshop, that's December 7th. And that's perfect for making a Christmas gift for your friends and family from 10 to 12. Our RiverWalk annual holiday party, dinner party, is Friday, December 13th. It's $30 per person. Doors open at 6. Includes a live DJ and dinner at the RiverWalk Marketplace. It'll be sponsored by the RiverWalk Marketplace. BYOB, and please bring a non-perishable food item for donation. Come and sign up in the office. Okay, BJ's membership is still available at $40. You get 15 months. And all you have to do is fill out the application. AARP Safe Driving class is in January. Please check the channel 63. With the AARP, it's $12. Non-members is $14. Okay, with regard to facilities. The awning for the bocce court and the fitness center is being taken care of. The resort pool is done. We have 2 new heaters installed. Formal, the pool is filled, but it's still working for the heaters. And
tomorrow morning we'll wrap it up.
all right, tomorrow morning it'll be wrapped up. Also on the lap pool, I think we're starting on that next month.
Lap pool started on now. We got it empty.
Oh, it's
We got
empty,
it
yeah,
empty
I know
today.
it's
We'll
empty,
be, by Thanksgiving, everybody should be filling the free pool.
Okay. And holiday lighting, I hope everybody's happy with it. We aim to please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dolores. Water, Mark.
Start off with, a lot of you have noticed our lakes have gone down. They have gone down quite a bit. We're down now to 13.75. And that's, October was a very dry month, the driest month on record. But there are some things we've been trying to do, and it's been ongoing for quite a long while. We tried to get our weir raised. By raising our weir 1 foot, we can store another 41.7 million gallons of water on RiverWalk. That would help us properly maybe get through a month. And that may be a month that we just need, just give us through. We went to South Florida Water Management, Don, myself, and they gave us the same thing they've given us all the time. You've got to go to Northern, you've got to go do a engineering study, and you've got to do a modeling. So we went to the city, and the city will help us. They have, land has helped, and we've had some people, and commissioners are behind us, and they will help us. They have actually told their engineering firm to start doing the engineering, and they will start doing the modeling. And they're not only going to do the modeling from around here, they're going to do it for the whole area. And there's a big reasoning for all this. The city's also just recently passed some 3 projects that were, 2 of them are part of their new permit that they have. And the one that is not part of the permit, but one that will have a profound effect on us and help us, is they've got to put in 4 culverts, which now they have put in. That grassy water now will feed into the city's water catchment area, which is their reuse site. And they have told us that once they start mounting water, they will put a culvert that will come into RiverWalk once they get this water. But once again, we all have to understand that when we need the water is when Lake Okeechobee, as you know, during the heavy season, they only can keep it at 14.9 feet because of the dikes. So they dump billions of gallons of water every year to the ocean. And the only way that a lot of people, everybody, whether it's the county, Broward, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach County, everybody is looking to store water. They need reservoirs. Our lakes are a reservoir too, but our lakes also are a direct feed to the sufficient aquifer. We feed that aquifer. And that is one of the reasons why we go down. The county pulls water out of there, they pull it out, they have a permit, they pull it out. So the city and everybody is trying to mound water. One of the reasons they would try to do is mound that water at the reuse site and put the water from the catchment area in there and there. They've come up with 2 other plans that are part of their permit, which is they were going to build an eastern well field that would run from along Haverhill, along the M Canal, all the way almost to Clear Lake, probably Lake Magnolia. And they're going to put in 10 wells there. And they're only allowed to activate that when the levels get down to Clear Lake, about 9.5 feet. And then there's another key trigger, so to speak, that when grassy water gets down to 17, they get activated. What we're trying to do, as the city and everybody else, is we do not want them to activate that western well field, which is right next to us. That was last time in 2011 when they activated that well field. Our lakes went down like pulling the plug out of the bathtub and just watching the water go down. We almost dried out. We do not want that. The only way they can activate that at the trigger is they have to go down, Clear Lake has to go to 9 feet. If it goes that low, historically has never gone that low. If it goes down that low, not only are we in trouble, the city will be in trouble too. So that's where it is right now. So there's a lot of things going on. We're trying to work and see what happens. If we, in January, we'll take a look at this and see where we are, where our lakes stand, and how we've progressed with the engineering and everything else. And if there is some problems or something like that, we may have a special meeting. That's all I have.
Have we gotten in touch with the county at all?
No.
See whether we can get their help?
No, we haven't gotten in touch with the county. I know that the county and the city are looking with, are going to probably try to help and get with the engineering from the Indian trails they're trying to look at that. The county is interested in that water too. It seems like everybody in Creation, South Florida Water Management District, I've been working with two individuals from the acreage who are on their board for about a year now. Just last week, we had a meeting with the city, and we finally got to sit down with them to talk. They don't trust the city. They don't trust anybody, but and finally we've had some dialogue, so we hope to keep this up.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Virgil, the Security Committee.
Yes, I've finally formed a security committee. Membership consists of Len Goldberg, Harris Graber, Steve Wolf, and myself. And I know that's smaller than security committees have been in the past, but I think it's sufficient for us to handle the workload that's in front of us now. And if we happen to get volunteers of the right appropriate skills, interest, background, and all, then we'll certainly consider enlarging it, but I think we're okay for now. We had our first meeting last week, and we went through team forming activities, and then we addressed the issue around the guest gate entry aspect of recording the image of the ID that's presented for entry. And where we are in that, we're not finished with a review of that yet, but we are to the point where we support the process of recording and storing that video image of the ID. And we're in the process of putting together some recommendations around the retention and the storage of that video image. So that's where we're at right now. And we'll have a meeting again next week, and I expect us to complete our recommendations at that time.
Thank you, Virgil. Jack, commercial in town center.
Yeah, a few short months ago, we were talking about a concept of providing the RiverWalk residents with a cafe where we all could meet, eat, and greet. We all knew our present cafe was cold and uninviting. We had many workshops, meetings, questions, concerns, and finally, a vote. The entire community got involved, and we had the largest vote cast in the history of our association. Well, it's finally happening. If you've driven by the old marketplace, you've seen the yellow tape in the dumpster. Inside, the transformation is taking place. Gone is the school cafeteria look, the small tables, hard seats, metal shelves, and in general, an uninviting place to meet your friends. Rich Hardy and Jane Guzman of Illustrated Properties have designed and are building a new interior in our marketplace. New motif, new colors, new warmth, new seating, new floor, new attitude. All of this at no cost to our community. Let me repeat that. All of this at no cost to our community. That's right, not one dime of association money is being spent on this transformation. Next will be the installation of the new kitchen facilities. The bids are in, and we're waiting to award the contract. This should be completed over the next several weeks. Remember, the association is doing the build-out, and Rich Hardy is supplying the various cooking appliances to complete the project. Rich Hardy has kept his promise. Now let's keep ours by utilizing this new and appealing eating and meeting place for our community. The planned opening of the new cafe eating area is scheduled for this coming Monday. See you all there. Thank you.
Len, have you figured out something for the Civic Committee?
Always, you know me. Civic Committee is the association liaison with government entities. I won't go over what Miles said about water, but things are pretty quiet with the governmental operations, except of course in Washington where they're always making a lot of wasted noise. But that's about to change. You may recall previous reports about FEMA hiring a company to redraw the flood zone maps, and those maps put all of us in on the Okeechobee corridor, RiverWalk, Andros, Bay Winds, everybody along this side of the Okeechobee corridor in special flood hazard zones. Well, we have protested, we have submitted data, the we being RiverWalk, Andros, Bay Winds, the city and the county. And the data was so overwhelming that FEMA agreed to revisit the issue and have their company look at our data and possibly redraw the maps. Well, those maps are due within the next couple of weeks. And then we'll know if we've got a big fight on our hands, because if they put us back in the flood hazard zone, flood insurance is going to skyrocket. And if you have a mortgage, and with some insurance companies, even if you don't have a mortgage, they're going to insist upon 4-figure flood insurance policies. So we'll know that. That's the first thing. Second thing, it's late. They were promised to have this out earlier in the year, but the state FDOT is getting ready in the early part of next year to release its recommendations on State Road 7. State Road 7, as you'll recall, is along the western perimeter and then through the northern end of the water catchment area, Grassy Waters, as it curves around Ibis, if that is the plan they're going to propose. Well, as we had done in the past with Roebuck Road, is we went to the governmental agencies, specifically the Army Corps of Engineers, Fish and Wildlife, South Florida Water Management, and we said, hey, they want to build this road. We don't like it, but they've got a right to build it as long as they follow the rules. And the rules said, you can't have a road level with the water. It has to be elevated. And so Roebuck Road, we went from a $20 million to a $103 million project, and the county decided they could afford it. Well, we're doing the same thing with State Road 7, and in point of fact, the Army Corps of Engineers issued a letter to the state and the county saying, in no way will the Corps approve State Road 7. The road belongs further west in the acreage, where it's supposed to be an acreage reliever road. Well, that doesn't mean the state will listen to them, but it should be an interesting fight when that comes to pass. What is probably more significant, even though you might think it doesn't affect us because it's not in West Palm Beach, is the fact that the developers of Callery Judge, which is out west by Seminole, Pratt, Whitney, want to put up a development, originally 10,000 homes. Now they've scaled it back to a mere 6,500 homes. The developer who bought Vavris, which is on North Lake, wants to build a development that is several times the size of Abacoa, with over 10,000 homes, apartments, businesses, a hospital, a college, with dormitories for 4,500 students, and so forth and so on. Well, you might say, gee, that's pretty far from us, why worry about it? Minto Developer wants to build a development once they've completed the next section of State Road 7, which is, if you've ever driven up there, you see the work being done. That's been approved. That doesn't go through the catchment area. They want to build a development up there next to that extension. There are only about 6 or 7 homes. We'll add it up. That's over 20,000 homes, all of which get county water, which comes from Wellfield 8, which is what Miles was talking about. It's the well underneath RiverWalk's lakes. So if those go through, and they will not go through as planned, but they will be scaled back, but there's still immense developments. If they go through, the county's going to be taking more water out of our lakes. Isn't that a wonderful thought? Happy holidays.
Thanks for being so nice.
Jesus.
Uh,
Now you see what I do with my spare time.
The board action, Rich.
Based on the 2014 budget review by the board at the recent workshop, I make the following motion. The board adopt the 2014 budget of $4,461,796.
Seconded.
Discussion.
This is the rest of my treasurer's report. As I indicated, the finance committee and the property manager really developed the budget plan, and it was reviewed in detail at the workshop. The $4,461,796 budget This is approximately $131,000 increase, which will translate to a homeowner assessment increase of $24 a quarter or $96 annually. The goals are to maintain essential services and level of maintenance, control expenses and reduce where possible with minimal impact, protect and preserve all assets. As was done in the previous years, the budget plan was based on the current and future economic condition. We've done an extensive comparison analysis on all major expenses within the county as well as outside to gauge the overall cost against the level of services provided in similar-sized communities. In addition, we do utilize such measurements as the CPI, Consumer Price Index, to gauge proposed costs and fees. We have taken every appropriate measure to hold the line on the expense items that we have direct control over, as well as whatever steps we can to offset costs on expenses we have very little or no control over, such as utility costs. The main driver for the increase is the projected utility costs, which reflect an increase over this year of approximately 8%. The total utility expense represents 24% of our total operating budget. When you look at that when I said approximately $131,000, better than or close to 60% of that is all dealing with utilities. What are utilities? It's our electric, our lights, propane gas for the pools, and cable. The other major operating expense increase is dealing with the oak trees and tree trimming in general, which is principally driven by the size and the age of the trees. That is it in a nutshell.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of the motion as made by Rich, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Public comments on agenda items, and by the way, committee reports don't count as agenda items.
Excuse me?
You want to come up?
Yes. I spoke to a board member. I was told that I could have 3 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that's on the agenda. I'm on the agenda, don't worry, I'll be up there.
I emailed all the board members about this issue that I've been having for almost 2 years, that is just not being addressed. I live at 7796 North 4th Drive. My name is Susan Rosen. I have paid my dues all the years I've been here. I have foliage in the front of my home that is not representative of any decent community, let alone RiverWalk. You have a responsibility to replace dead plant material. I shouldn't have to badger or feel guilty about asking, of which I've done with Jeffrey.
Susan, why is this is not an agenda item?
I was told that if I don't know, I've never been before me. I have an issue that I've discussed with Jeff for 2 years. I've been totally ignored, and I'm very disgusted and disappointed in the way the front of my home looks. I want an answer. I want to know why this is not being addressed. What do I do about it? Who do I go to? Who do I speak to if I'm being ignored?
Call me tomorrow, and we can discuss it. And I will discuss it with Jeff.
Because this
Because this is not really.
okay, well, I didn't know where else.
I don't want to.
No, and I didn't know where else to go because Jeff has ignored me and it's been like I've been sitting, okay, so
In
speak
other
to
words,
you about it? I mean,
Susan, just, I'm on the phone, call me. I'll speak to Jeff and see what the story is. Okay? Because this is not board business, and it's not an agenda item.
well, it wasn't anybody, there was no getting to anybody, okay, so where else was I to go?
All right. As I said, give me a call.
Okay, I'd be happy to, thank you.
Talk slower. I have two mentions on the agenda. One is the water.
They're not agenda items, they're committee reports.
What?
But I'll give you one, Jack. I'll let you do water. Go ahead.
Okay, I just have I just have a question for Miles Shack. This is in regards to the budget of 2012. Our irrigation expense showed $179,000 on the balance sheet. Yes, yet there was checks written for $431,000. I'd like to understand how we paid $431,000 when the balance sheet only showed $179,000. The following expenses occurred: $42,277, $73,000 for Hoover, $215,000 miscellaneous, $44,000 for motor, $23,000, $1,855. Opera supply, $26,000, and another one for $2,902. How do we miss $200-some thousand on the balance sheet, and how did we pay for it?
I can't answer it, but Rich probably could.
First of all, get your statements correct. It's not the balance sheet, it's the income operating expense statement. Secondly is that if you look in the correct categories, which is not only irrigation, but irrigation reserve and homeowners equity, you'll find all of those expenses.
Yeah, but it's not listed on
That's
there.
my
I've
answer.
already
Well,
checked
yes,
on
it
there.
is.
Yeah, I have the balance sheet right here, Rich.
I just said, it's not on a balance sheet.
This is the
Understand
year-end,
the tools.
this is the year-end statement. Okay, it's not on the year-end statement.
All right, we're just arguing that.
We answered.
And,
Okay, so, no, we didn't finish this, because I have the statement right here. Okay? And it shows expenses, operation expenses, okay? And basically, it shows what we expensed for 2012.
what is this about now?
Okay, I want to know how we paid the $200-some thousand, and why isn't it expensed on the balance sheet showing the money coming out from somewhere?
You're complaining about the fact that we were able to pay?
No, it's not that. It's that we're supposed to be showing every dollar that we spend.
We do.
Okay, so it's not on here.
No, you can't find it. It's
No.
on there.
It's not, if I can't find it, he can't find it, no one could find it, because I have an accounting degree, okay? And if I can't find it,
Oh, wow.
and if I can't find it, then no one else can find it. So this is what I'm gonna ask the board to do. I'm gonna ask the board to circle and send me by mail, where are the expenses on the balance sheet showing that amount?
We decline and your 3 minutes is up.
Okay, you decline because you can't find it yourself.
Thank you, Jack.
Because it says,
Jack?
let me just say one thing. It says irrigation
Jack,
right here.
one thing.
3 minutes are up.
$173,000 in reserve, that's where it came from.
Where's the quorum and
Yeah, what,
sit down?
You're not being polite.
This is your number. This is your number, nobody else's number on the balance sheet where the money in reserve came from.
Under the gavel.
one more time, it's not the balance sheet.
Income statement and balance sheet.
Anyone else?
I move we adjourn.
No.
Come on, Bill.
So, no. They only let me talk about the water, now we'll talk about the water.
Phyllis Ashley, ULA. Regarding the board's demand for mandatory payments aggregating to $164,040 to be handed over to operator Richard Hardy, the tax
That's
office.
not on the agenda either.
Well, this is,
It's not on the agenda.
well, are we going to be able to talk at the end of the meeting?
Only on the, it says, the Florida statute says that
I asked
it
in the
says-
office,
can speak on any matter placed on the agenda.
I asked at the meeting when I could speak as a homeowner, my freedom of speech.
It is not.
I was
I put it on the
told
agenda.
in the office at the end of the meeting before it adjourned.
Only on an agenda
Well, that
item.
means that you have a total control of anything that we homeowners dare to bring up
if you don't put anything on the agenda. Now, I have something that is current right now to be discussed, and I would like permission to discuss it in 3 minutes. May I please have the courtesy of speaking for 3 minutes?
But the cafe is on the agenda, so that's what she
No,
wants to
it's
talk about.
not.
It is, I put it on there, and it showed it on there.
No.
You don't put
You
anything.
don't put
You want to see the
anything on
sign?
agenda.
It says cafe.
You
Just have a look at the
don't
corner.
put anything
Okay,
on the
okay.
agenda.
Read the sign.
It says cafe. May I please have the courtesy of speaking?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's start now, okay? Not what I said before. Please, okay, start now. Regarding the board demand for a mandatory payment aggregating to $164,040 to be handed over to operator Richard Harding, the facts are, the vote meeting of October 15th was a total farce. Like the annual board elections, there were no checks and balances, and it's just inconceivable that the board treasurer's May estimate of only 5% of people who were using it could be elevated to a majority vote approval to 58% in 5 months. For a forced consumption machine to be imposed upon us, it warrants investigation. The board assertion that this troubled cafe is an amenity is also a farce. There is no data that it provides value addition to our homes, and neither the hair salon or the PNC Bank have mandatory debit card schemes. The mandatory card also rudely intimidates us with a hurry-up and 75% penalty if not paid within 30 days. Why? Look at the track record. Prior to RiverWalk, this operator ran an Empire Deli business at the Emporium Center on Okeechobee, where prior to vacating and defaulting his
That's
place...
not good.
Oh, no,
I'm not gonna let you drag a guy who's not here into the mud.
You know what? Here's the court documents. The court has just
Can we
ordered...
please?
The court has
This
just
meeting
ordered
is adjourned. All
our
in
money,
favor?
$40 to pay off his debts. The money that, you people are so crazy.
Hey, we didn't finish the comments. We allowed public comments.
So let us be great.
You're making us pay this man's debt, ordered by the court, and you don't want to hear about it?
You don't have to worry about it because the cafe, people, you don't have to worry about the cafe. You know why? Because the writ was served on the association
This week.
So all the money that you're going to give to the association for the cafe will go to Rich's
Here's
Harding's
the court paper.
fund to pay
You got a
off,
copy of it?
it's true.
Huh?
to pay off.
It's not true?
No, he says he believes it's true.
You are a liar.
I'm a liar. Let me just tell you something. When you get sued, there's the writ.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Let me ask you a question, Jack. You want to sue me? Go ahead and sue me.
You're a liar.
Because the writ is right here.
By the way, what college you get your degree in?
Here's the damn court paper.
What college you get your degree in? Hey, Stein, what college you graduate from?
Go find out yourself. You know.
You tell me.
Let me just tell you something.
What college did you get your degree in?
Mr. Kribach was served a writ. You don't have to pay one dime to you or anybody. You want to take me to court? Take me to court.
You're a liar. I love that word.
Give me that piece of paper. The writ. Hey, Jack. Hey, Jack. I'm a liar? I'm a liar? Here's the court order. Here is the court order. Orders me not to pay.
Yes, it is.
Look at the mirror. You'll see what's the matter with you.
See? And you condone it also. Wait till you get to court.
You gotta pay this man
You're gonna lose your home.
$59,000.
Here.
Oh, well, I'm losing when you almost lost your...
Yeah. Hey, look at this.
What's the matter with you? And they knew he was in debt. And you know what? There's 2 court cases that he owes, Rich Hardy owes in debt, over $96,000. The money that you take from the association is going into that man's pocket. What do? You don't pay the assessment.
I'm gonna post, I'm gonna post this all over the community. He's not gonna have, the cafe will not open.
Let me ask you a question.
No,
I was not in favor of it. What happens if we don't pay for it because we don't intend to
you don't have to
use
do,
it?
you don't have to do anything, because, no, they can't sue you.
They can't sue.
Until legal.
No, no,
And if
it's
they do,
There's no legal
You're
assessment.
gonna win.
if they do sue you, we think we can get together and counter. That's what we think, because it won't cost anything to counter.
Okay.
Because the law is that you can't assess everybody the same amount if they pay different
Look,
monthly
I
dues.
just want
So
to.
you gotta remember, you see this guy here,
Read
he
this
sent
right
out
there.
payment booklets to everybody without putting a
That
date,
doesn't give.
No,
without
no.
putting a date, without putting anything, and he says the association is not responsible for your money, once you
That's
pay
right.
for it.
It's going right to
Right.
Richard Hardy.
But here we have a
to pay off his
guaranteed
debts.
bond.
No. When the money goes in,
Shame on
Very
them.
nice.
Read this, they would, they would.
Wait till Bristol Management goes under.
Okay, you know what? Fine, I got a good report coming in from another part of the country on you.
I don't understand.
he took the river. RiverWalk